outrage over an incident in a police van in New Haven, Connecticut that left a man paralyzed and 5 officers under investigation.
The suspect in handcuffs was being transported when the officer driving made a sudden stop, and the incident was caught on camera. We want to warn you, the video is disturbing but important to this investigation. CBS 2's Jerika Duncan tracking the unfolding events.
Just hold up, okay?
Randy Cox was at a block party when New Haven police arrived in response to a weapons complaint. Officers arrested Cox, who they say is an ex-felon and was carrying a firearm illegally. As they were transporting him to jail, authorities say Officer Oscar Diaz was speeding and came to a sudden stop to avoid an accident. As a result, Cox's head is slammed against the back of the van, which had no seatbelt.
I can't hear you.
Despite Cox's repeated calls for help, it took the officer almost 4 minutes to check on him.
Can you move at all?
I can't move.
Before calling an ambulance to meet him at the police station. When the van arrived, several other officers were waiting and began berating Cox to get out.
Move your leg. Sit up.
Why not listening, bro?
Sit up.
I can't move.
You're not even trying.
About 3 minutes later, they dragged Cox, feet first, out of the van.
What's going on?
You ain't perfect. You just drink too much.
Before officers forcefully hoisted him into a wheelchair. Cox is processed and dragged into a holding cell about 10 minutes after the van arrived at the station. He was placed on the floor where an officer shackled his legs, but he couldn't move as he was paralyzed from the chest down.
Mr. Cox was mistreated. He should have received medical attention immediately. We can't defend anything that was released.
Now, the 5 officers involved are on paid leave pending an investigation. This morning, Cox remains hospitalized in intensive care. Attorney Ben Crump is representing Cox's family as they pursue damages against the city.
We want criminal accountability for those officers, but we also want to see policy changes.
Cox's sister, LaToya Boomer, says she just couldn't finish watching the footage of how officers treated her brother.
It made me sick to my stomach. To treat somebody like that, at what point in time do you believe someone that's saying, I think my neck is broke?
The mayor's office announced several policy changes following the incident, including installing seatbelts in all police department transport vans and requiring officers to buckle in detainees. Seatbelts were already required in police cruisers. Meanwhile, Trump said the family will seek a civil settlement from the city to cover Cox's medical care and lifelong injuries. Jerika Duncan, CBS News.